Sorry, I'll come again. I was muted. Good evening, everyone, and I'm glad to be here. I'm your regular host, Comfort Eyitayo, for the Connect with Comfort show. As we always say, on this show, we try to add value to business, enterprise, and personal growth, and we feature guests who are subject matter experts on the topic of the day in order for them to help us to share more insights on topic. I'm glad to be here myself and very much happy to welcome you to join us for today's show. You are most welcome. Today's discussion is on the critical subject of cybersecurity. As you know, in today's digital age, where technology is an integral part of every aspect of our business, safeguarding our digital assets is no longer an option, but very imperative. Cybersecurity, as some of us will know, and as it concerns entrepreneurs, is not just about protecting data, it's about ensuring continuity of our businesses as well as the trustworthiness of our business by our customers. As an entrepreneur, we are often at the forefront of innovation. We are always innovating, doing things anew than what we used to uphold. We also leverage, because of that, on technology for us to come up with new things. We leverage on technology in order to create and grow as well as scale our ventures. However, this reliance on digital tools also comes the increased risk of cyber threats. Cyber attacks can have devastating effects on businesses, especially the start of the small businesses. For instance, a single breach can result in significant financial losses, damage also to our reputation and loss of customers' trust. Therefore, understanding and implementing effective cybersecurity measures is essential for the sustainability and success of our business. And that's why we deem it fit to bring this topic. So we have our guests already in the house, but we'll take the guests on as soon as we come back from this short break. Please remain connected. We'll be right back. You're welcome back. Like I said, our guest is already in the house, and our guest for today's show is Shola Adeola. Shola Adeola is a tech enthusiast and educational administrator, digital citizenship expert, and she's ready to shed more insights rather, to the topic of the day, which is on cyber security. So please join me in making welcome Shola Adeola. Shola, you are most welcome, and we appreciate you for joining us this evening, spending your time and willing to share, for us to share out of your vast experience in this particular subject area. Thank you very much. You are most welcome.
All right, Ma. Thank you, and good day, Ma. Thank you for having me this evening, and I'm excited to be on this show with you, Ma'am. I see all that you do, and I believe we are going to have a wonderful time together tonight. Thank you so much, Ma, for having me.
Thank you. You are
Yes,
most
ma'am.
welcome. So our guests, online audience, are raring to know more about this cybersecurity. What do we mean by cybersecurity? Some of them may have general meaning, but it's better to drill it down to what it is and how important it is to entrepreneurs for the safeguard of their businesses.
Okay, I would say that cyber security involves protecting systems and networks and data from data attacks. Just the same way we will protect our houses. You know, we lock our houses, we keep, we put burglary, we have gates, we stay in estates where we have security and all of that. So cyber security is just the same, but this time around, how we protect our systems, our networks, and data from being attacked in the digital space. And it is very, very crucial for safeguarding businesses, business information to maintain customer trust. You know, as we build our businesses, we need the customers to trust us. So cybersecurity is really, really important because they feel safe. We need to protect them and also to comply with regulation and prevent most especially financial loss.
Very well said. Financial
Now,
loss. It's important as well as complying with the regulation. And when we're saying protect, you may be wondering, why do we stress on the issue of customers' trust? You can imagine where you have details very sensitive details of customers because your dealings with them. If there is any cyber attack, then that's because those customers becomes vulnerable and they can lose money. A lot of how that can be done will be detected as you go along. Thank you very much, Ola, for that
You're welcome, ma'am.
definition. So, what would you say are most common cyber threats to small businesses? Common ones.
Okay, okay. So one that the first one that I'll mention right now is phishing. Phishing attacks where you get links or messages trying to deceive people to click on a particular link in order for their data to be exposed so that the attackers will steal it from them. So we also have the malware threats, data breaches, like what you have just said. Imagine where we are, sorry, I'm seeing messages and I'm distracted. So imagine where we get people's data, like you have mentioned, and based on trust, they have released their data to the company, not to you as a business owner, and you allow their data to be accessed by people that they do not even know. And these are people that would come and dupe them or harm them. So, and like I said, phishing attack, ransomware, malware, data breaches, and the likes.
Thank you very much. These are the common one, and it's important for our audience to understand it, especially vulnerable small business owners, because sometimes we do not see understand the significance of when we are just browsing and to make this uh, link very attractive, like maybe they are promoting something that you think can be beneficial, and before you think through, you just click on that link. It's serving like a bait, and that can be beginning of woes, business woes, financial loss, and everything. So we have to be very careful. So I'm sure now, if you've not heard those terms before, you heard it from our experts, the phishing, malware, and all that. We have to be careful, read through the tiny lines before you click, and links you are not sure of, please don't click, don't click, even though we say uh, technology is there for us to use as tools. You have to also be very wary of free offers, free tools that can put your business in danger, your business and that of your customers in danger. Thank you very much, Sean.
You're
Now,
welcome, ma'am.
how does the scale, that is the type of business you are running, because some people, when you talk of cyber security, they probably be wondering, why are we treating this topic? Is it not for big businesses? So what scale or nature of business should influence the need for cyber security?
Okay, the size and type, like you have said, ma'am, of a business determines its risk profile and the security requirements. I mean, all these people trying to scam, sending out phishing links and all that, trying to attack, right? They also do their profiling. They also try to target companies where they will get huge,
Money.
funds, because nobody will want to waste their time, of course. So they want to target. So most of the time, the size also matters. It's really important. So a larger business or one handling sensitive data, like financial service providers, would need more robust security measures compared to a small local retail shop that are not really using um, the digital space like that for their own businesses. So we understand this thing. But as long as we make use of the digital space, we make use of tools, where we have data, where we do our financial transactions and all that with customers. It is really, really important. And I believe that even small business owners, they are also planning to upscale. They are also planning to grow. So whatever you start now, you can start, even protect your data, protect. I mean, just imagine that you're big already. So you put all of these things in place so that it does not become a problem before you now start running helter-skelter to get smart. So although it depends on the size, the business type also matters, but it is essential that we all protect our businesses really well. Because, sorry, in addition to that, apart from the financial loss, like I said before, trust. So even if you're not operating on that scale, you still need that trust, and you don't want any cyber. Should I call them terrorists now, to come and tarnish your image, so that people will say, you better don't go to this particular business person or patronize this person, because your data will be at risk, or that's where you start seeing people to scam you. So nobody wants their name or their business name to be tarnished. So we also need to protect that. Yes.
Very true. And that's why you even find in WhatsApp group, when the people start bringing stuff, that the admin would quickly put that in check, because that's another way of getting. So you can imagine if at that very, very small scale, where you have just WhatsApp group, people are very careful and wary about attack. So we cannot really look at our business as being too small, because we use, like she said, we are in the digital space. Yes, the degree may differ, but all the same, we are in the digital space. We have online banking, we have this WhatsApp, because people have been known to be duped through even just the use of WhatsApp. So what can be smaller than that? What is important for us, like she said, it's like thinking global, even though you act local. You start thinking big in your preparation towards tomorrow, towards future, so that you don't have a emergency on your hand or unexpected happening to you that you may not be able to cope with. So let's put these checks in place, these security measures in place as we are growing our business, so that we safeguard our business, we safeguard our funds, we safeguard our customers' details, data that could endear their trust to our businesses. Okay, so we've talked about this factor. How would entrepreneurs, small businesses that is, be able to identify valuable digital assets that they need to protect, and how do they protect them?
Okay, so how to identify? I think the first thing is to conduct an inventory of all digital assets. I mean, what are those things that we even want to protect? So when we can identify the digital assets that we want to protect, then it will determine their value and the importance. So we know, for example, I want to protect my name. Why do I want to protect my name? Because of the value, because of the importance of my name. Because my name, this is my business. And if it goes out that, I'm just giving an example, right? And if my name goes out that Sojibra business, nobody, customers will not even want to know. Nobody will take their time to know their review. Sojibra's business is full of fraud. They scam you, and nobody wants to come to you again. Only few people that probably know you, and we don't want to pack up, or so it is important for us to take inventory of all our data assets, determine their value and importance, and classify data based on sensitivity, right? Because we might also have people that are working with us, and so we can't just allow people to have access to data, anybody's data. I'm going to deviate a bit. I want to talk about what happened during JAMB registration. when a parent actually, so this is talking about data breach in data, right? Where a parent took a child for registration, and then somebody, that one of the officers that registered the child, started sending messages. He felt that the girl has access to the phone, or the phone belonged to the girl, and started asking the girl out. Meanwhile, the phone belonged to the mother. So you can imagine, probably if they have done that away from the officer, because you don't know what people can do. So such a person will not have access to the girl's number, which belongs to the mother. So you can imagine, if that has happened, it means that it has happened to other children that probably their parents are not even aware. It's possible. So that we classify data based on sensitivity. There's some data that it is not for the all your staff. It should be kept away from them. You can imagine, if you're managing, if your business is like, maybe you're the owner of OPay, or there are certain things that should not be exposed to everyone. So when we classify, the first thing I said is that you conduct an inventory of your data asset, then you determine their value and their importance, then you classify data based on sensitivity, then you implement access control. You know what I've just said now. It is not, there should be level at which your staff will have access. Okay, my access does not go beyond this. Before I can access this data asset, I need to get authorization before I continue with it. And then regularly back up important information. It should be very, very important for us. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much. So, one key thing that is strong in what I guess said is that there should be level of control, access control. Some people, out of convenience, oh, let this guy just go and get this money from the account for me because I'm busy and this and that. You give your password and perhaps forget to change it, or may not even think it's necessary to change it because you think the guy is good and trustworthy. You never know when some good people can turn bad. So it's important to ensure that our access control is very strong, especially for sensitive data. Because when we are talking of digital assets, you probably not think of what she first mentioned, that your name is everything. Your name says who you are. It's about your image. And for small business owners, it's part and parcel of the brand. Because if the owner or the MD or whatever appellation you call yourself has bad record, it will rub off on the business. So our name is even part of the digital asset that we are trying to protect our image, to make sure that we do not have any backlash on the business interest. So the essence of going through this, so that we understand that we not just take them in their literary meaning, and apply it to our businesses or our concern, so that we know how to get around it. Shola, so if we talk of all these risks, the potential consequences of cyber attack on businesses, how would small businesses be able to protect themselves as well protect their customers?
Okay, so are you saying, asking me the potential consequences? Because I think I lost you for a bit.
I
I
said
didn't quite.
for this potential, because what we're saying, there are potential consequences of being vulnerable to cyber attack. So
Yes,
how
ma'am.
would small businesses be able or should be able to protect themselves and their businesses from such potential risk?
Okay. Um, in case they face any threat like that, um,
Yes.
I think the
Or to
first thing that
avoid
they need.
facing it, to even avoid facing the threat. That's the protection. Like they
Okay.
say, protection is better than cure. We have
Yes.
identified those risks. So what can these small businesses put in place to make sure that they are not susceptible, they are protected from suffering this kind of risk
Okay.
that we have identified?
All right, ma'am. I get that. So, again, let's not forget that it is important that we control the, I mean, we control the access our staff we have to our data assets. However, if we now, I mean, we want to now protect this because we never say never. I think, like everybody will say, that use strong password. Use strong. That's the first thing anybody will tell you. Use strong password. Again, when I started, I think I started by saying that just the way we lock our houses, the way we you will not. Sometimes we will be very, very careful about the kind of lock that we use. So it's the same thing. The password is just like that lock. Use strong password and multi-factor authentication. I mean, let there be you don't just allow your platform to be exposed. I mean, that's why we have the back door, we have the door out of the house, from the kitchen, from different places. If there's any attack, we can always, it's our house. So you that you're coming, you don't know how we can keep ourselves safe because we understand the terrain. So I advise that we use multiple factor authentication. In fact, I think I got a mail before now, it said 2 steps. Now I've gotten 3 steps, like that. Then keep software updated. It is really important that we update our software. Sometimes some of us will be like, I don't have data. Why am I updating? I'm still using the platform, or I can still access. We say, what's the stress? What's the stress? We need to always update, keep our software updated. So the people that are doing that knows why they are doing that, and that the reason why we have that software is so that every time they understand the threat, they understand it. So our devices are safe. It is important that we keep them updated. So again, let us regularly back up our data. When we back up our data, I mean, if anybody is trying to get in, even if we block, we have the backup somewhere that they don't have access to, that we can always go back to. We can also install firewalls. We get people to come and do it. We have people that are that experts in this. That's what they do. That will come and install firewalls and antivirus software for us. It is also important for us to train our employees to recognize phishing attempts and use strong, unique password. Because we might understand this, we're having this conversation now. Okay, fine. You understand that phishing is an attack, malware is an attack. What about the people working for you? What about the people that you have given access to? So it's also important that they also get trained to be able to identify these threats when they see it and what they need to do when they see it. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much. There are so many things that we've been given, and some we can do ourselves. If we are even saying, okay, firewalls we cannot do ourselves, we need to pay somebody. There are some that we can do without paying people. Like for instance, the multi-factor authentication, because some of us are aware of this, even through the use of our WhatsApp. You have a two-step WhatsApp thing, and that equally helps us, so that regularly or occasionally WhatsApp bring the prompts in case somebody has attacked you or taken your details, then they will not be able to get that. And then the backup aspect is also very important, so that whatever you are losing is not much. You have a backup by the name backup that gives you the backup to fall back on. So that one is equally important. We have a contribution from one of our online audience, Dr. Hussein, is asking what role does the quality and integrity of staff play in cyber security? Maybe you quickly answer that. is to do with what you said earlier about training and making them to understand what role is the quality and integrity, because those two factors are very strong ones.
Okay, so what role are the quality and the integrity of staff play in cyber
Staff.
security? Okay, so our staff, I believe that most of the time our staff are they have access to our customers' data, right? Because we cannot do it alone. So it is very, very important for them to adhere to security protocols. Remember, you're not working alone, you have a team. So it is important for them to adhere to security protocols. What do I mean? A well-trained staff or competent staff are more likely to understand and follow all of these things that we have said. Okay, don't click on phishing link when you see that. When people are forwarding this to you, when people are asking you to pay a particular amount of money because maybe they know the kind of business you're doing and they are bringing things your way that is looking really interesting, and you want to invest in it, right? Your staff, that those ones are well trained, we understand this, and they will not advise you to go into it, and they are less likely to engage in negligence or malicious activity that could compromise security. Remember again, it's not only one person. I mean, you have people that you're working with. So if they are not careful, if they are not trained, sometimes innocently they could get themselves involved in activities that could compromise security, thereby making your customers lose interest in you. So when they understand the protocols really well, they understand cybersecurity, they will also take caution. Also for incident report response, nobody, like, we do have people that are still falling victim of these scammers, even on WhatsApp, on Facebook. We don't want to toy with our business. Our business is not like our WhatsApp. I mean, our WhatsApp, you see people saying, please let me tell them on that group that my line has been hacked. Let them not respond. But our business, then our business name, our business integrity, it's not going to be like WhatsApp. So we want to make sure that our home, our business is secured. So they learn how to respond to incident when they see that. They quickly take caution, maybe assess the threat, reach out to an expert if you have one, so that everybody work or play the same role to protect customers' data, to protect your business name, and to keep the business integrity intact. I hope I've been able to answer that.
Yes, yes. Essentially, we need to have quality staff, because if you start wrongly, like they say, matching the right peg with the right hook. If you start wrongly, the training will cost you more to train to get them to the stage that you can say this is a qualitative start. So to start with, you need to have qualitative person, if I can use that word, somebody with quality that can easily understand, even if you want to train further, the training you want to give, as well as somebody that has integrity. Because if you want to train somebody that is dubious in character, it's like a comb a dog, wash a dog remains a dog. So you need to also look at the integrity of the staff that you are engaging, especially for those who are in sensitive business. Because if somebody is prone to stealing, it may be difficult for you to cure that person overnight, and that's not part of your ordinary business activity. So you may need to avoid such people. So I guess that is what uh, our audience is talking about when he's asking for the role that integrity and quality of our staff play in this issue. So we need to upfront be circumference to make sure that we get the right people, we engage the right people, we do all that we can do, humanly possible, because we don't have the crystal ball to know the heart of people, but at least have some measures to sift the bad egg in quotes now, and then go for the best, and then still train them. So I guess that's what that was speaking to. So because of time, we'll quickly look at because there are some that really bothers more on the, we are talking of legal and legal compliance, it borders more on the big businesses, because if you have to now start talking of legal compliance obligations and all that, regulations like GDPR and all that, so small businesses may be lost in that. So let's just keep it to the small business scale. So, but even as for small business, could you just give one example of legal application of data breach for a small business? If there's a data breach, what legal problem can a small business have?
Okay, so small business, big business, like you said, so we are trying to keep it on the small scale.
Okay.
They could include fines. So our businesses that we have started, to make money, to sustain ourselves, and if we are careless, could get us into debt by incurring fines, lawsuits, and penalties here and there. So for a company that suffers a data breach, if we are careless, not sometimes, should I use the word careless? Or if we have been attacked where the data has been breached, such a company could face penalties under the law and potential losses from affected customers here and there. I mean, people have the right to sue and they can make any kind of demand. And if they have evidence to back it up, I hope that we will not explain tire that we don't have evidence. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you very much. So we have to be careful. You cannot say because you are small business, you are not bound by legal provisions that concern the big businesses too. Like she said, if there is a proof against you, so all the necessary precaution we have to take to make sure that we don't suffer loss in this regard. Then when we are talking of this potential risk and the legal problem that one can face as a result of cyber attack, are there way we can insure against it? Are there insurance options that is available for small businesses?
Okay, so I think that I'm trying to over my head to come up. Of course, there are insurance to protect, but before we do that, education, like I said, is really important, and you have even shed more light. I mean, before you get to the point of giving access to a particular staff, you are sure of the staff. You don't give access to everybody, and there are resources are available to help small businesses with cyber security. The resources include the Nigeria Computer Society. I mean, they're there, the Office of the National Security Advisor, and various industry specific organization also offers guidelines, toolkits, and training for all of this. So education is also really important, just like we are trying to set up our organization, set up our businesses, we're looking for ways to market them. It's also really important for us to get educated when it comes to cyber security for entrepreneurs, so that we get the trainings needed, we get the support that are being made available by the government to protect ourselves from being attacked, and also to protect our customers.
Okay. Thank you very much. In
Yes.
addition to that, there's not no harm done to ask your insurance, because one way or other we all use the insurance company, maybe for vehicle, for life insurance. You can ask them, do you actually provide against this particular risk? And you tell them, may not be well defined, but they can also look at it, and maybe in their own portfolio they'll be able to say yes, we can cover this type of risk, or this type of risk we cannot cover. They'll be able to tell you. So no harm in trying or asking. So you can also ask your, apart from training, which is very important, as our guests have mentioned. For time, let me just ask only one question to save time. Are there emerging cyber threats that entrepreneurs should be aware of? That is, those that are just coming up, which are not the regular style that one has gotten used to. Are there ones that you know?
Okay, so it's just all of these things are just the same. Like I said, the phishing, the malware, the ransomware, but these attackers, they now have different way of still doing the same thing, but bringing it in different ways. For example, I received a mail that I have ordered for something. I did not even get to see the name of the e-store that I have ordered the product from. One, I don't even know the name of the product. So you can imagine I received a mail that I have there's an attachment that I'm to open. And I started wondering that I did not order for anything. If I had ordered, because I cannot be, I don't think let me not be too sure, but I am to an extent I know that my WhatsApp cannot be hacked except if I'm sleeping and I mistakenly click on something I don't know. So now it is now to my mail. So when I received the mail, I was wondering, some other people would just be like, I have ordered some, maybe it's jackpot, or let me click on the I was wondering, why should ah I had to I try to read the mail very well, because I know if I order something from Amazon or from Jumia, I'll get the tracking number. I'll even get the mail. I'll have the details. Why do I have to go and be clicking on a document? If I'm going to click on the link at all, it should even take me to the store or to the cart or however, because I can't remember. So that was how I got to know that it was a scam, because it was saying that if you did not make this order, click on the document to. I didn't bother to do that, and nothing happened to me. So you can imagine, we just need to be very careful. And being careful, I mean, it's a generic word. Everybody would say that they can be careful, but before we need to analyze any information coming to us. It is not every information that we
Be
jump at.
careful before,
We
yeah,
jump
before you
we
don't do like
analyze.
a wolf break bone. You want to have a cheap gift, you just go and click on
So
something that you not expect. Thank you very
when you
much.
have not even signed up for that. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes. Like, thank you very much for that. Like, one of our online audience, because when we were talking of insurance, Taiwo Ojo, she put up that is insurance not going to add to the cost or be high for small entrepreneurs. Why I laughed is that sometimes sometimes you have to pay that small premium to forestall larger losses. It's what you want to protect that you insure against. Sometimes, even before it became mandatory that every vehicle in Nigeria, every vehicle must have at least a third party insurance. Before it became mandatory, people were not doing it. So if I have an accident, I will take care of it myself and blah blah. But the thing is, you insure those who do comprehensive insurance, not because they do it, not because they want to lose that money, the premium, or not because they are anticipating accident, but you insure against what you are hoping or trying to prevent from happening, what you are protecting, that in case if it happens, I will not be at a loss. So my sister, you need to factor it as part of your cost of business. There are some costs one cannot run away from. It can be minimized depending on how you arrange things. But like it has been defined for us, what we consider as digital assets and value. So all those things will make you to determine what you insure against and what you don't insure against. So time is not on our side. We need to run. I need to appreciate our guests for today. Sorry we started a bit late, and that's why we were short of time. I need to appreciate Shola Adeola for coming in quickly, even at a very short notice. I appreciate you, Shola, very highly, and the great insight you have shared into this topic, very crucial topic as that. Thank you very much for doing
Thank you,
this,
Ma, for
and
the
I'm
opportunity.
sure you're welcome. Thank you very much. We hope we'll be
Yes, Ma.
able to, we call on you next time, you'll be able to oblige us and not consider us as Oliver Twist.
Thank
Thank
you,
you very
Ma.
much. So,
Yes, Ma.
like I said, time is fast spent, but major part of it we need to do really covered. We've gotten the understanding of what the cybersecurity means and the need for protection. The reputational protection also is very important. The type of threats, phishing attack, ransomware, insider threats, that is also very key, and that speaks to what Dr. Sen was talking about, quality and staff with integrity. Otherwise, if you don't have that, you are exposed to insider threat because the insider knows more about your details than outsider. So we also talk, I guess, also enunciated more on the need for strong password policies, multi-factor authentication to make sure that we are not vulnerable, and regular updates and patches. That is very important. Some of us, I'm also guilty of this. You see regular updates, you say, but it's still working. The need for this regular update is sometimes they do this regular upgrade or update just to make sure for new things they have discovered. Like we said, all these attackers, they come up with new version of the act. So once they know that you master this one, they find another way to come out with the attack. So if the designer or the programmers of the software have discovered that, they try to build um, strong support through updates so that you are not easily attacked. So the regular update is also very important for us to be mindful of. We need to continuously build security culture around our business, no matter how small. What you intend to grow into is what you plan from the beginning. So we also incident response plan and clear policies and procedures to help our staff to understand what they need to do in any situation. We continue to leverage technology, the firewalls and antivirus software is also an option. Encryption is also an option, and regular backup. So with this, I believe we have some insight on how to protect our business from cyber attack, and may God continue to protect us. So in conclusion, I want to say the importance of cybersecurity for entrepreneurs cannot be overstated. As the digital landscape continues to evolve, so the threats that businesses face. Implementing robust cybersecurity measures is not just a technical necessity, but a fundamental component of business strategy and risk management. I will, at this point, want us to uh, prioritize cybersecurity as entrepreneurs and business owners to make sure that we keep our business safe. I would like to appreciate all our online audience, Dr. Asenyi, who also contributed to the discussion today, and Taiwo Ojo from Abuja, both are from Abuja. She contributed also to her question on insurance. Akala Tunde from Lagos, Dickness Tina Babatope from Lagos, Niyi Olajide also from Lagos. They all joined us on this show. I appreciate you all. And all that have not been able to spot their name, I appreciate you for your continued interest on the show and your contribution. Thank you very much. I will say, as we always say, please remember to connect with us, stay updated with information about upcoming events through solutions and offers on our Instagram account at Comfort Eyitayo, as well as my Facebook at Comfort Eyitayo. Till I come your way again, let's take the necessary steps today to secure our businesses for a safer and more prosperous tomorrow. Thank you very much. God bless you.